Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to this video. It is Admiring here. This video, right now, this voiceover is recording a different part. So, real quick in this video, I just want to get started. I believe right here, I'm just kind of talking about everything I did in the video and how part of the video is like really terrible footage. So right here, I'm just showing you how to make grout because I was making a Tinker's Construct furnace, and I'm just showing you right here the dust, the clay creator that I made. It's so easy. It doesn't take anything at all, and you can see it's just a fluid dropper going down into the bucket, and then I'm just making the grout. So yeah, that's all I really had there, and then it's gonna be just me throwing everything into a furnace, and this is gonna be a different audio portion coming up. So yeah, peace. Hello everyone, my name is Admiring, and welcome to this portion of the video. So I just want to go over everything that I did in this episode that is unfortunately, well, too poorly recorded to show up correctly. So basically, I updated OBS because I got a new computer and it needed updated basically. So I updated it and it decreased my bitrate to 2000. I typically use like a 6000 bitrate. So I said 6,000. This video was actually recorded at 60,000 bitrate. And so this 20-minute video is 10 gigabytes, which I dropped it down to 45,000 for my bitrate now, and it seems to be doing fine. But basically, these videos were recorded at such a low bitrate that everything is just blurry. As you can see, the sample before this video starts. So yeah, I apologize. It won't happen again. Peace. Have a good day. That's a huge difference. So it got really blurry and was just awful to watch. So I'm just going to go over what I did in that video. So I made a mob spawner. Now this is pretty much a simple mob spawner. It's really not too difficult to make, and you get a lot of mobs. So I have this world just in peaceful right now, easy, and then obviously once you get, X amount of blocks away, everything will start spawning in. So see, if you look in the top right in that mini map, everything's spawning in. So let's just go over how this works real quick. So this glass here is called dark connected glass. So in order to get dark connected glass, you just, here, let me have it in here. Have it all listed here. So in order to make dark connected glass, you first need tempered dark glass. In order to make tempered dark glass, you need black stained glass and obsidian. The way I obtained the black stained glass was I sieved. Okay, so in order to get the black dye that I needed, in order to make the black stained glass, I sieved coarse dirt to get black stained glass, and then you take 8 black stained glass with an obsidian at the bottom, and you get tempered dark glass. You would then take the tempered dark glass, put it in your 4x4 grid, and you will get the dark connected glass. So that's how it looks, all uniform. You can't tell where it's at exactly. So that's why I went ahead and did that. And then I have this basic item collector here, which you've seen me make before. It's just obsidian and an ender pearl, and then I made these soundproofing blocks, so basically I don't have to sit here and listen to the mobs dying 24/7, because that's just annoying and nobody wants to hear that. So it's just orange dye, which whenever you sieve coarse dirt, you get a bunch of flowers, and so I just use the flowers to make the orange dye. And then a bone block, obviously with the farm you get a ton of bones, so then you take the bones, you turn it to bone meal, and then you put the bone meal inside of your crafting grid, and you get the bone blocks. So you get the ender inhibitor active by using iron ingots, glowstone dust, eye of ender, and redstone dust. You get the eye of ender obviously from just blaze powder and an ender pearl. And in order to make these silvery lighter colored blocks, I just took the stone bricks, you surround it on a forest gem, you get forest bricks. You then take forest bricks, you wrap it around light gray dye, and you get these light gray forest brick blocks. And up in top too, to push the entities, I have just this normal fan, which you can see here is an iron ingot, iron bars, a stone slab, and 2 redstone. And then in order to make the spikes, it's just 3 iron swords on top of a block of iron. I don't believe I had anything else in there. You've seen how I make these compacting drawers too in the previous episode. I'll throw it up on the screen just to show it real quick. But basically I have everything in the world. This is like a 1-to-1 scale. I just remade it real quick. So everything gets stacked in here, so you can see everything, and you have access to it all, and you don't have to use a ton of chests. The only thing that I don't have chests for, like you can see here apparently, is the glowstone and all the trophies, and just the random stuff you get. But I have the crystal chest, even in the other world, which I'll go back over at some point for episode 3 or 4, whatever episode I'm going to be on. So yeah, I don't have anything with these trophies yet. I may make a trophy generator, and that's about it. Then I also have, I didn't show how to make this, it is called a XP solidifier and an XP mold jelly baby. And then inside of here too, let me just break this, you have an absorption hopper, which just collects all the experience. So then you can have the experience piped into this XP solidifier, and then you will get these XP jelly babies, or the blocks of solid XP. So let's get inside of here. Let me just show you guys real quick what all is in here. So basically this is all just dark. I have these fans going. You have to place a torch in order to turn them on. They need the redstone connectivity. So if you have mobs in here, obviously there's just going to be a bunch more variety than what's right here right now. But they're going to fall into these pits, and then the fans just blow them. And then they fall down here, and these spikes, they don't explode or nothing, and they die. And they drop all their XP, they drop all their drops. So that's really, this is really an efficient mob farm. I've never had any issues with it not being efficient, because like if I come here, you want to be, I believe it's like 20 blocks away from it in order to get all your mobs spawning. And this thing, I've only left it sitting there for probably, I don't know, 2-3 hours. And this is everything we have. So 923 ender pearls, 142 sugar, 1492 string, 130 glass bottles, 2366 imperial essence, which you do need in order to advance yourself in mythical gardening, mythical agriculture is what it's called. And you know, 2,579 gunpowder, 2,097 arrows, 95 spider eyes, 115 sticks. So you see what I'm getting at. You get a lot of loot out of this thing. It really is great. And I believe I said this, but this just stops Endermen from teleporting, so they actually die, and you can collect their bodies. And then I also made a Tinker's Construct setup. Apparently something died in here. A spider. So this is just your basic one. And in order to start, in case you've never played Skyfactory One, you have to start Tinker's Construct with a seared melter. So what you need your seared bricks and your seared ingot gauge. You get seared bricks by making grout and smelting it. So the grout's real easy. You just need sand, gravel, and your clay, or you can do it in this form, and you're going to get more grout, obviously, because you're using more materials. And then you also need the tank underneath it, which is just 6 seared bricks and 3 glass down the middle, so you get your seared fuel tank, but we're still not there yet. So you need your seared ingot gauge, which is just glass and your seared bricks. And then to continue on, you need your patterns in order to make all your different tools. And so that is just 2 sticks, 2 oak planks, your oak log, and your pattern. So basically all you need is your oak planks and 2 sticks, and then you get your patterns. You then put your pattern on top of an oak log. You get the crafting station. And then you do 3 planks and 4 patterns. You get your tinker station. And you do 2 patterns on 2 oak planks, and you get your parts builder. And so basically what each of these does, I'll go ahead and show you. Your part builder, you're going to put your pattern and whatever materials you're going to, and then you can choose which item you wish to make. So here, I'll just show you real quick on what I'm talking about. So I'll just grab some patterns. I don't remember if I can do this with wood. I can grab some cobblestone real quick. So they actually changed this since the last time I played with Tinker's Construct, but take your patterns, throw it in there. You throw whatever material you're going to be using. You typically start off with like cobblestone, so you can make a mold out of it, so you can get metal parts. So you can do like your pickaxe head, your tool handles, your tool binding, small axe heads, and you just use that. It uses up a pattern, but then you get your stone tool handle. You can take your stone tool handle, throw it in here, then you can cast it with gold. And then in here, your tinker station is where you're actually going to combine all your different parts. So you can do a small blade tool handle, or a small blade and 2 tool handles, and then you combine it in here and you get whatever you're trying to make. So that's the sword. And then like for the axe, you need the axe head, the tool handle, and the tool binding. You put that in there and it does it together. The crafting station is just a crafting station, but the difference between this and a normal one, all your items show up on top of it, and they stay inside. So back in here, you have to start off with the seared melter. The seared melter is this lovely thing right here, and you need it because you need to smelt down copper dust. The reason you need to smelt down copper dust is because you need the seared heater in order to make the full smeltery, in order to get the smeltery controller. So what you do, you use your seared bricks like you were making a furnace. You get your seared heater, and then you need 4 copper ingots total. So that is why I'm smelting the 4 dusts. And then you get your 4 ingots. You then put it inside of the casting basin, and you pour your copper into it. And you got to wait for it to form and cool off. And once that's done, you get your smeltery controller, which is the brain of the smeltery, which obviously it shows you what you're using as fuel. So right now it's a lava. It shows you how much capacity you have with whatever your current size is. I believe this can be a 5x5, but I always just do a 3x3 because it takes up less space. And then you'd be able to organize all your different things that you have in here. Oh, apparently I can't smelt. That's not basic. Whatever. So you can just smelt down everything in there. You can manage your different materials, your metals. Inside of it too, you also get your alloys. So you get like bronze from, I believe it was like iron and copper or something. So yeah, in order to get bronze, you're going to do copper and apparently glass. I didn't realize that, but that's the alloy that you would use, is copper and glass. And you get X amount out of it. But that's how you get your alloys. It really is so stupid easy, and then you don't have to break down your ore chunks in order to duplicate them anymore either. So you just throw in your chunks, and then you get out 2x what you put in. Then the seared casting basin is just like you were making a cauldron. So it's just the 7 seared bricks in a U shape. For your drains, you're going to do the 4 seared bricks and 2 copper ingots, and they look like this. And the cool thing about these two, if you have a bucket, you take your bucket, and I'll just grab some random crap out of here. I'll just grab this experience bucket, and you can right click and it will put items back in. So I put 3 buckets of experience in there, and then you could also pull it out. It shows up right there, and then you drain the experience out, which since I'm in creative, I didn't get the buckets of experience, but that's how that works. And then your seared casting table is like you're making iron leggings or just leggings. Your faucet, you need just the 3 seared bricks, like you're making a flower pot, and that's what these are. It allows you to drain your fluid into the tables or the basins in order to like make congealed blood and things like that. Just things that you will need to pour out, and it's how you cast your tools. It's how you get your specific metals. Like if you wanted like a manulin pickaxe, you'd be able to have your patterns here. So like you would take this, you would cast it with gold, and you'd use your cast of the stone tool handle, and you'd be able to make it out of manulin. And I believe that's everything here. And then this I also have set up on the world now. So this is just a simple lava farm, and so basically, as you can see here, it's just the cobblestone generator, and you have the chest in order for these item pipes to pump everything out of. And these are over netherite that has fire, so they get the 6 heat levels, so they smelt 6 cobblestone pieces at a time, basically. Because remember, there's technically 1,000 cobblestone pieces that make the lava. And then these are just item pipes, so they're pretty easy to make. So it's just iron ingots, your dropper, your redstone dust, and you get item pipes. And then, oh, I didn't hit any of these ones in here, but these are fluid pipes. They're just pumping all the lava into this stone barrel in case I need to make obsidian. I still have it here. I still have access to it. And then the lava is being pumped into the geothermal generator right here. And then I also had to make the solidification chamber, which I'll show you over there. There's cobblestone in here, doesn't matter. And then I have the pulverizer and these flux linkage amplifiers. So yeah, it's just lead gears, electrum plates, redstone flux coil, lead. You get lead just by melting down your lead. You get electrum plates by using the multi-servo press. I don't have that on here. I did make one because I needed to get the electrum plates, and electrum is one of the alloys. It is silver and gold. So you put 1 ingot of gold and silver, and then you get the 2 ingots out of electrum. So that's how you get that, and each ingot turns into a plate. So it's not very, very hard to do. And then I have 3 of these compacting drawers because this will spit out sand, gravel, and flint. So it's 100% with gravel, and it's like a 15% for flint and like a 15% for sand or something like that. So you get a lot of sand, you get a lot of gravel, you get a lot of flint. So let's just go over those crafting recipes. So the reason I needed the fluid pipes, I guess, fluid pipes is just these 2 buckets, redstone dust, iron ingots, and then you get 16 pipes. And then I made the solidification chamber with lapis, nether quartz, glass for the furnace, and 3 obsidian because I need to make magma blocks. So we'll go over here. I'll just show you how that works. So with this solidification chamber, you right click on it, you throw 1,000 lava in there, which is just 1 bucket. Alright, so to use this solidification chamber, it's really easy. You just need a bucket of lava, you put that in there, and you take 3 gravel, you layer it down like that, and then you get your single piece of magma block. And you need your magma block in order to make the simple geothermal generator, which is 3 magma blocks, 2 iron ingots, a blast furnace, and smooth stone. And so that's what I have set up here. It's just the stone barrel getting filled with all this lava, being piped into the geothermal generator, and then that power is automatically going to the pulverizer. The pulverizer is pulverizing the cobblestone into the gravel, which also makes sand and flint as its byproduct. And that's pretty much everything I did in that episode. But this is much higher quality than what that video was, and I just want to go over it, make sure that I talked about everything, what everything does, and what I did, because I feel like you guys need to know, and I don't want to try to make you guys sit through a really awful video. This one's going to be awful enough. I apologize. I fixed it. This next video will be better. Peace.